I've got one more interview to share with you with Beka. It's about finding God in everyday life. How is it we can do some amazing and sometimes unexplainable things, like heal our own bodies by the power of our thoughts? Mother's intuition, the law of attraction. Can we really tap into our subconscious mind? Can we really create our own realities? It begs the question, are we novice gods? Okay, if you caught the two previous episodes with my interview with Beka, they were phenomenal. And we finished and we were just chatting. And as we were chatting, I was like, I got to record this because this is so good. What she was talking about is how we find just little messages from God, little evidence that He is involved in our lives, that He is teaching us, that He is wanting to instruct us and guide us. And anyway, I had to share that interview with you. Okay, so we're talking about the Flash. I think she's given superheroes. We're getting insight into kind of the hidden powers within us. So we're gonna talk a little bit about the Flash.
Amazing.
Yeah, let's see.
So yeah, one night I think I was like scrolling through Netflix or something. I don't know. I was like, oh, the Flash. Yeah, I'll watch a show. I had no idea it was comic. Okay, I'm sure that there might be somebody who watches this going, what? I found out later it was like from the 70s or 60s or something. I'm like, yeah. But anyway, so I'm like, yeah, I'll watch a show. And I turned it on and I watched this first show. The first episode, I am bawling like a baby. Seriously, crying so hard. Because the things that are said, at least for me, the things that have been said in The Flash and in Supergirl, I don't know, maybe it's just, the path I'm on, but there's so much
So
about,
what are some of the things that they say?
We love quoting The Flash in my house. Oh my heck, it's seriously a party at my house all the time. So much fun. I remember this guy Wells, he and I don't want to give too much away. You have to watch it, it's amazing.
Spoiler.
He says to Barry Allen, he says, you want to take a shortcut? You want to take a shortcut? Remember this. You lose a chunk of your humanity every time you do. And there's a huge reason that he says this, but you don't find out. I think it's like the end of, season 1, or maybe even into season 2. I can't remember. I think it's maybe the end of season 1, and it's so huge. Like, you can't take a shortcut. You can't get easy money or, hey, I'm just gonna go and maybe view pornography, or maybe I'm gonna go and try this drug, or I'm gonna go drink, and then you open this door and you're like, oh, hey, that was fun, bye. So does not work like that, you guys. Let me tell you, when you do those things that are, that evil or that bad, it's really, really it is evil and it's bad, because you get that in your body, you open that door. And for me, I totally believe in Satan. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but I just feel like I know that he's real. You open that door, and that is his world, that is his playground, and you can't just be like, okay, well, I'm done now, that was fun, I'm just gonna go now. Oh, no. So avoid it at all costs, prevent it at all costs, because, it is so, binds your soul with chains. I think in the scriptures and in the Bible, there's some stuff about that, and it's so true. Literally, your soul is just, it's just in this trap of just not ever being able to feel like you're gonna get out of it. So, for me, I know that that's real. And
so, I think it's interesting you're talking about like watching The Flash, watching comic books, or reading comic books.
So funny, right?
And then finding inspiration in there. There's a guy that's a friend of mine who's an amazing photographer, and he got this cherry assignment. They sent him all over the world to photograph historical sites.
I love history.
He ended up calling it Sacred Places, I believe. And what he found was really interesting is that he would go to these different places, and he found that they had the same number of stairs in front of an altar, or the same number of pillars, Like they had numbers that were the same, they had coordinates that were the same according to the sun.
So interesting.
All of this stuff, but they were in like really different places of the world. I mean, he went down and saw the giant heads down at
that's
Easter
so
Island.
Amazing. Oh my gosh.
But
that
what I
is
thought was super
awesome.
cool was he came back and he said, well, Scott, you know, in looking at all these places, I mean, they were built on slave labor. It's not like these were really, you know, like spiritual giants or really righteous people. You know, a lot of stuff that was going on wasn't the best. And yet you can find inspiration in there. You can find God's hand in there moving around.
Truth is in everything.
It is.
Even
So when you're
the little things, like it's so amazing.
When you're watching The Flash, when you're reading comic books,
I'm serious.
if you're paying
I'm serious.
attention, you can find
Then
it.
those connections. Oh my heck, I've made more connections, and somebody had to point this out to me. In fact, it was one of my neighbors, but she had said, she came over and I was like, oh my heck. I was so excited because I was like, for the first time, I mean, ever in my life, I just was making huge connections between like my life and the scriptures, and then like finding this truth in all of these different places. And she was like, well, you know why? And I'm like, huh? What do you mean? And she's like, it's because you've been sober for so long. And I was like, oh my gosh, like my brain was literally healing, you guys, from that. Just, I don't know, fog or your neurons. Okay, people are gonna be like, holy crap, Scott, you have got a crazy lady. No, I really did. I saw this, okay, as I was praying about it, and I was reading this article. I wish I could remember. I think it was, I can't remember who it was by, but the lady was saying how every cell in our body has like power or something. Every cell in our body. So when it talks about, you know, hey, eat healthy, or hey, there's such a huge reason for that. There's such a bigger reason for that. You know, in my religion, in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, we talk about the word of wisdom. Mm-hmm. And I never understood that. I was like, oh, okay, the word of wisdom, da 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 da. Oh my gosh, you guys, I understood it at such a bigger level now. It was talking about, like, this is why fruits, this is why vegetables. Well, for me, all of a sudden one day I'm reading this article, and I literally I saw it in my mind, like, imagine, like, your neurons, okay, in your brain or whatever, they connect, okay, bing, bing, bing. When you have drugs or pornography or even just drinking or maybe even negativity, right? Your neurons are literally, like, and they're not working, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is why your brain literally does not work, okay? Yeah, your brain on drugs, it literally, you break your brain, okay? I really did see it, and it's just, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, that's really powerful, that's really serious. This is why you don't do it, okay? No, it's awful. So, yeah, don't break your brain. Your brain loves you.
Don't break your brain. That's your tweetable.
Don't break your brain.
Tweetable for the day. Don't break your brain.
It's true.
Anyway, I hope you catch us for another show. Great stuff. And I hope that you do truly live to be the fullest expression of yourself. Hey friends, want to get rid of stress, anxiety, and worry? Ready to use some of your inner creation powers? Visit scottwilhite.com and join me for a web class. If you do it soon, I'll give you a free planner.